Okay, I'm going to start this off by saying I think this is going to be my most popular video of all time. Prove me wrong.
1 a.m., eyes closed, I'm slowly falling.
Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rooney, in case you haven't met me before. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I won over $40,000 in scholarships. How crazy is that? Before we start the video, I do have to put in a disclaimer though. I was indeed offered $40,000 in scholarships. That does not mean I have that much money. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the video. Mostly in this next chapter that's gonna start here, which is entrance scholarships. But yes, I was offered $40,000 in scholarships, but I do not have that much money. Okay, this first section here is called entrance scholarships, and this is really important because this is where most of my money came from. I broke down all the scholarships I won this year. By the way, I have not mentioned, but I graduated from grade 12. This is very much a video about freshmen in university, how to win money for first years. Sorry for continuing students who are watching this right now, but still, hey, maybe it could be helpful for you. So these scholarships are awarded based on your average grades. When admissions offices look at your grades, these are very much automatic, so you do not have to apply for these, and I'm pretty sure every single university across Canada does these. So basically, when you apply to that university, that institution, their admissions office are going to basically calculate the average of your grades, and depending on what they believe is worth a scholarship, they will award it to you. So that's what's automatic here, is because they're already looking into if you are able to qualify to get a scholarship or not. And these scholarships also vary from institution to institution. Usually the more prestigious and bigger the university is, the more money you will win. Another thing that's important to note is that they don't just offer these all the time. There are some universities that do offer it because they don't get enough students. But most of the time, the biggest universities, there's a period of time for when you can apply and you can be able to get these entrance scholarships. So that is why I always say apply early. That is the most important thing. If you're looking into going into post-secondary institutions, apply early because that's how you get these scholarships. Another thing is, I talked about grades a little bit. You don't have to have the best grades ever. I have friends who had maybe averages in the 80s and 85s, and they still got some scholarship money. Obviously, they won't get as much as people who are getting hundreds and 95s, but they're still getting scholarships. So do not count yourself out of that race. Do not sell yourself short. You can make it. You can win scholarships. You don't have to be super, super smart. There is one catch though. Every entrance scholarship has conditions that you have to follow. The first condition, this one is not specific at all. It's for literally any entrance scholarship at all. And this is why I talked about earlier, the disclaimer that I don't have $40,000 in scholarships because of this very reason, this condition, that in order for you to gain that money, that entrance scholarship from that institution, you have to attend that institution. So I applied to 4 different universities, and I got 2 entrance scholarships at each of them. So that's really where the big portion of my $40,000 came from. But since I can't attend all 4 universities, I'm only attending one. So I'm missing out on a lot of that money, right? But it also makes sense. They're not just going to pay you money um, and then you can choose not to go there. That's not fair to them, right? The second condition is that they require you to enroll in a certain amount of credit hours each term. If you're new, if you're still in high school and you don't know what a credit hour is, it's pretty much, I mean, you should be familiar with credits in high school. It's pretty much the same exact thing, except instead of each course being worth 1 credit in high school, in university, they're called credit hours, and each course is worth 3 credit hours. That is the regular amount. All you need to know is that some of these entrance scholarships require you to be enrolled in a certain amount of credit hours or a certain amount of courses per term. So, for example, for me, and I will get into more about and break down each scholarship I won and where all this $40,000 in scholarships is coming from in a little bit later on. An example here is my University of Calgary entrance scholarship. It required that I needed to do 5 courses per term, which is 15 credit hours per term. That's a lot of courses and credit hours. That's like full time and a little bit more. Like that is a very big commitment. And sometimes that's where students don't take these scholarships, is because it's such a big commitment. Like that is a big time commitment. But again, these things vary, right, from university to university. Like I said, I got an entrance scholarship at each of the 4 universities I applied to, and some of them only needed me to do 4 courses, and I'm completely okay with that. 4 courses is full time, is being a full time university student, so I was okay with that. Other things to keep in mind about these entrance scholarships is, one, you don't ever see this money. It is basically, when they award you with this money, it's just going towards your tuition account at that university. You don't actually get to see that money. You you can't physically see it. There are some universities that will like have the leftover. Let's say you like that scholarship money gets left over. Like it pays for your entire tuition. Lucky you. And then there's a little bit left over. You can either choose to do 2 things. One, keep it in that account for the next year, or two, refund it, where this is where they actually give you that money. The second thing to keep in mind is that the scholarship money is split evenly between 2 terms. So this is very much dependent on you, and I'll make a separate video about this as well if you want. If you want that, that is. So let me know in the comments below about how the structure is, because the schedule, the layout, the timetables, everything about it is so different from high school. It's split between 2 terms. This is obviously dependent on if you do 2 terms, but most of the time, generally, everyone does do 2 terms, because that's how you get your degree the fastest. So that money, let's say, like they award you $5,000. Well, half of it is going to be paying for your tuition in the first term, and then half of it will be paying for your tuition in the second term. So that's how it goes. Now let's get into the part where I'm most excited to share about, because I don't usually talk about myself in this way. But hey, if it helps you guys, I'm down for it. I'm going to be talking about all the scholarships that I won this year and how it added up to over $40,000. That is crazy. Let's get into actual numbers here first. I keep saying over $40,000 in scholarships. It's more like almost $50,000 in scholarships. The exact amount of money that I won this year was $47,824.50. I don't know why the 50 cents, but it just is. um, and out of that big number, that big total, $41,374.50 was from entrance scholarships. Isn't that crazy? Let's go over those entrance scholarships, shall we? So I applied to 4 universities. They were University of Calgary, University of Victoria, University of Regina, and Brand University. Let's start off with the University of Calgary. So here I won the President's Admission Scholarship, which was an entrance scholarship valued at over $5,000. So that's around $2,500 per term. And I also won the Margaret and Ted Noel Bursieri. I'll make a whole separate video about bursaries, but all you need to know about it is it's pretty much scholarships for people in financial need, and that scholarship was worth $4,670, and again, split between the 2 terms. Now let's go to University of Victoria. So I won the Dean's Entrance Scholarship, which was valued at $2,500. I won the President's Entrance Scholarship, which was valued at $3,000. University of Regina, here I won the University of Regina Entrance Scholarship, which was valued at $3,000. And this one scholarship, which added a lot to that 40,000. Sadly, I rejected it, and I made a whole shorts about it, so go check that out after this. This scholarship is called the Circle of Scholars Scholarship. It's valued at $20,000. This scholarship, $20,000, it's actually over 4 years. So in fact, I'd be getting $5,000 per year, and that $5,000 would be split between 2 terms each year. By the way, If you want to know which of these 4 universities I will be attending this year, check out my other video here. Yeah. Actually, leave in the comments down below which one of these universities you think I actually went to. I gave you some hints. I already told you that I didn't go to University of Regina. Last university that I applied to and it got accepted and got entrance scholarships was Brandon University. I won the Brandon University's Board of Governors entrance scholarship, which was valued at $2,000. Funny thing about that is they give out many different amounts of scholarships for that one, and I got the highest one, which was $2,000. I also won the GF McDowell entrance scholarship, which was valued at $1,204.50. That's where that 50 cents comes from. Again, both those entrance scholarships are split between 2 terms. Reminder again, these scholarships were given to me based on my transcript grades, so I did not need to apply to any of these. They were all automatic, just given to me. I didn't really have to put effort in. Obviously, I had to put effort into getting good grades, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's move on to this next topic, which is university scholarships. So another tip that's really helpful for getting scholarships is once you've decided which university you want to attend, which by the way, I made a video about that. That's what I was talking about before, how I picked my university. So go check that out in case you don't know how to pick a university, which is completely reasonable. I remember that was a very hard process for me. But anyway, once you've applied to a university, gotten accepted, admitted there, hopefully with early admissions, again, apply early always. That's how you get these scholarships. Start looking for how to apply to their scholarships. So aside from their entrance scholarships, which are automatic, they also have scholarships that you can apply for. Most universities all have like a database or a separate website where you can search for their scholarships, search through all their scholarships and bursaries. If you don't know what bursaries are, they're exactly like scholarships, but for people in need, and they are in no way a loan or anything like that. I remember thinking, are bursaries like loans? Do I have to pay them back after? No, you don't. It's literally a scholarship just for people in financial need. But yeah, search their database and apply to their scholarships. Shoot your shot. Maybe you might win. Okay, next, let's talk about online scholarships. So I'll link a bunch of websites that I was looking at and applying through, and I won absolutely zero of these online scholarships. I have no idea like how they decide and stuff like that, or how they reach out or whatever it is, but I didn't have that much luck with these, but I know some people actually do win these. So again, check out these links. I will say the good thing about these online scholarships is most of them are very different from entrance scholarships or the scholarships that you apply for through the university. They are very much focused on you, but I will say a lot of these you have to submit essays for, which isn't the most fun thing to do. Here's another thing. So these ones are actually legit. These are 2 of the most biggest and prestigious scholarships in all of Canada. One of them is the Lauren Scholars Foundation Scholarship. Go check it out. I'll link it here. And the other one is the Schulich Leader Scholarship, which again I will link here. So Lauren Scholars Foundation Scholarship and Schulich Leader Scholarship, which by the way, Schulich Leader Scholarship, that is my certificate right there. I didn't win that, but I still got a certificate because I became a nominee, and I made a whole separate video about that, so go check it out here on how you can win this scholarship or even become a nominee like me. Being a nominee is so cool. It means you're one of the top students of Canada. So yeah, go check out that video and apply to those scholarships because you might actually win. Okay, this next kind of topic is high school slash community scholarships. So this is also where I got a lot of money. In fact, I got $6,450. So that's $6,450 out of that 47,800 something dollars. That's a lot of money. These were all through scholarship applications. None of these were automatic. None of these were given to me. I had to apply to win these, and you apply through your school or your community. So some of these were I was hearing on the radio or on Facebook. I know sometimes gotta look at Facebook. uh, but also some of these were posted on my school bulletin board or in the announcements at my school. So definitely look out for those. If you're in Canada, I guarantee, and you go to a public school, I guarantee that your career technician or your guidance counselor or your teachers or somebody is going to tell you about some scholarship, and then you should apply to it. Even if you think you don't have a chance, apply. And I'll get into that a little bit later, actually, this next section about tips. So, that big portion of that $6,000 I won was actually a $5,000 scholarship. I won the WCG Technology Scholarship, which is so cool because I'm studying computer science. So, it's really cool to get scholarships that will help me pursue what I want to study. How I heard about it was actually on the radio, like I mentioned before. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open. There are scholarship opportunities everywhere on Facebook, in your city, in your school, heck, even on Instagram, on social media. Like, just have an open mind and apply to as many as possible. I cannot tell you how many I applied to, probably over 40 or 50 different scholarship applications, and I barely won like a quarter of them. So shoot your shot. All right. The more you shoot your shot, the more likely you will win something. So apply. And I hope that you guys have learned something throughout this video about how to hopefully win scholarships and how to um, apply early. That's my biggest tip. But let's get into some more tips. First thing I can tell you is that you don't have to be smart to win scholarships. That is such a stupid stereotype. Um, yes, your grades should be good. You should not be failing classes or skipping classes, or have be responsible and have a good work ethic. That is good, but that does not equate to being smart. That does not equate to being having like the best grades ever. I cannot tell you how many of my friends this year we graduated together and they won scholarships, and they don't. I know for a fact they don't take grades as seriously as me, but they still win scholarships, and I'm happy for them. And I can be happy for you too if you just apply. Some things that scholarships actually look at more than your grades are your experiences. So things about maybe volunteering or your work experience. That stuff is important to put. Maybe you have a YouTube channel like me, like this, like doing this. I remember one of my friends put that in one of their essays they were writing, and I'm pretty sure it helped them win the scholarship. So I'm not telling you to start a YouTube channel, but if you're doing something creative like this, some art form, maybe you're in a play, maybe you are a dancer or a athlete, put that in your resume, put that in your essays that you're writing. uh, yeah, they want to know more about you. They don't want to just see your grades. They want to see your grades plus your personality, plus your experiences, plus your hardships. Why should you win the scholarship? So we talked a little bit about you don't have to be super smart. We also talked about how you should be volunteering. You should be writing about you, you know, and selling yourself really well. But one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that sometimes you don't have to be the best. Okay, that sounds weird, but I swear to you, sometimes you just have to shoot your shot because maybe you're the only person that applied. That's probably how I got this Schulich Leader Scholarship nominee, because no one else in my school applied. Maybe they're looking for someone who speaks French and no one else at your school speaks French. Apply, you might win. You know what I mean? Sometimes that last criteria and it doesn't apply to anyone, so they just default it to the bare minimum. And I know being called the bare minimum isn't great, but at least you want a scholarship. So apply. I cannot tell you how many times I've told you to apply, but apply. Shoot your shot. Even if you get rejected, like me, I was rejected from like 40 plus scholarships, but I still somehow got $40,000 in scholarships. So take this as a lesson to apply, to shoot your shot, to never give up, and to believe in yourself. All right, that's about it for this video. If you have any questions about scholarships, about university, about anything else related to that kind of stuff, leave it in the comments below. I would love to answer your questions. I would love to um, keep this community prospering and growing. Speaking of community, check out my community tab where you can vote for my next video, and also head on over to my Instagram and TikTok, where I post daily Instagram stories. On TikTok, I post fun things and I make fun university filters. So go check out my filters. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if this helped you in any way, if you got something out of this, if you learned something. And of course, apply to scholarship. Alright, I've talked way too much for this video. I hope you got something out of it. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. See you later.
Don't